Lance Hornby and Terry Koshan from the Toronto Sun here at the Air Canada Centre. Well, the Maple Leafs live to fight again. Terry, what did you think of how they pulled out that game in Boston, and what can we look forward to in Game 6?
Well, it was a little tight near the end, obviously, Lance. The third period being outshot by the Bruins 19-4. And I think the big thing for the Leafs in Game 6 on Sunday will be to kind of stem that flow. Because, if anything, the Bruins are going to try to have a carryover of that effort in the third period. They were not great for the first 40 minutes. The Leafs were. And, the Leafs kind of have to find a reversal of that now, what happened in the final 20 minutes. And one guy that has to pick it up a bit, Randy Carlyle spoke to it today, was Nazem Kadri. Not getting a lot of ice time right now, but he's having a little bit of trouble with the speed of the Bruins on the back pressure and that sort of thing. And Kadri acknowledged that he's kind of itching to get one.
I'm a type of person that likes to score goals and produce offense, but it's been a few games or so, but I just got to keep going in the net, and I'm getting chances. I'm getting grade A chances, especially in the last couple of games that I feel like maybe during the regular season those might have gone in for me. So I just got to stay with it, and especially with how tight coverage is and is going to be for the next game or two, it's going to be tough to get your chances. You just got to be ready to bear down and put them in.
Well, in any playoff series, goaltending is going to be the big factor. Tuukka Rask obviously would like a couple of those back last night. Wasn't getting that much support from his teammates, but of course James Reimer playing well in Toronto. He's got a bit of ebb and flow to his game as well, but certainly came through last night.
Yeah, that save on Patrice Bergeron, I think a lot of us were saying afterwards, was not only the biggest of the season, but might have been probably of Reimer's career here in Toronto, Lance. I mean, he just had he was in that zone last night, and yeah, there was a late one to Zdeno Chara in the third period, but you got to love the way that Reimer bounced back after the Game 4 overtime goal.
Yeah, honestly, it's one of those saves where obviously you don't plan on it, you don't even think about it. It just kind of happens, and honestly, it's a lot. Obviously, it's probably mostly luck. I mean, I think like I said last night, I think he had a little bit of room on the side too. You know what I mean? It just kind of went off the toe of my skate. So it's just a lucky save, and hopefully there's a few more of those.
Of course, the Maple Leafs are coming home, or oddly enough, they've lost both games. Where in Boston, Toronto has won. So, who do you think the pressure lies with tomorrow? Do you think Boston finally tries to wrap this up, or do you think Toronto may struggle again at home?
Well, the momentum has swung back in the Leafs' favor. I think Lance coming home with the victory, but I think the pressure is still on Toronto. They still are down in this series, and the Bruins come into Toronto with the confidence and the knowledge that they won a couple of games here last week. So, although the Leafs do have that momentum coming back with a victory, I still think that the heat is on their shoulders.
Well, it'll be one heck of a Mother's Day in Toronto if the Maple Leafs pull this off and force a seventh game. From the Air Canada Centre, Lance Hornby and Terry Koshan for the Toronto Sun.